Diabetic retinopathy identified as leading cause of blindness in the workforce, and just one more day left to view the most beautiful show of the year in Giraudel. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Seja.
And I'm Lourianne Graham Carter. Stay with us for the details of the headline stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. Consultant ophthalmologist at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Dr. Hazel Shillingford Ricketts, has reported diabetic retinopathy as the leading cause of blindness in the working age group. Diabetic retinopathy is caused by damage to the blood vessels of the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye. On Monday, Dr. Ricketts and officials of the Ministry of Health accompanied Chief Executive Officer of the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust, Dr. Astrid Bonfield, on a tour of the eye clinic at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust is the funding organization for the Dominica Diabetic Screening and Treatment Program. On the tour, Dr. Ricketts explained that 80% of diabetics will have retinopathy.
Uncontrolled hypertension, you see the CNCDs coming through, elevated cholesterol, pregnancy, the hormonal changes. If a diabetic goes pregnant, the hormonal changes will drive their retinopathy. And smoking, especially in type 1, the type 1 diabetics. So we have to address the risk factors when we are managing these patients too. How do diabetics know they have retinopathy? As I said, most of them do not know. The 10% of them who have their vision affected are the ones that will realize something is happening and they will come in. And how do they know? They will have blurred vision. They will see floaters or dark spots or red spots because of hemorrhage in the eye, or they will see flashes if the retina is detaching. And then if they get the complication known as neovascular glaucoma, they will get very painful red eyes.
Dr. Ricketts further informed that a patient may unknowingly have diabetic retinopathy.
There is treatment. Screening is not just for screening. When you screen, you have to have the responsibility of being able to provide treatment when you detect the disease. Unfortunately, for diabetic retinopathy, there is treatment for sight-threatening diabetic retinopathy, which is effective and is agreed upon. It is cheaper to screen them and treat them early than wait until the complication is irreversible. If, however, the patients do not have retinopathy, remember most of them not going to have, is only about 30% of them, so the other 70% will not have. But they may have other eye problems, because in screening them we pick up that they have cataracts, glaucoma, or other eye problems.
Dr. Ricketts reported that the 5 leading illnesses identified with the eyes are cataracts, which is the leading preventable disease, glaucoma, which is the leading irreversible disease, diabetic retinopathy, refractive error, which requires the use of glasses, and childhood blindness. She also stated that the World Health Organization has realized that with aging, mortality, and population increase, blindness will be a significant public health issue very soon.
In a population similar to ours, and she showed that in the age group 40 to 84, about 19.4% of this group had diabetes. And of those with diabetes, 28.5% had some form of retinopathy. So being a similar population distribution, we can use these figures to estimate. Now, Dr. Ricketts with his group in 2008 did a step survey looking at diabetics, looking at persons between the ages of 15 and 64. He found that in the population of 42, he found that there was 17.7% of that group had qualified to be diagnosed as being diabetic. So when I put this figure into our population group for the 15 to 64 in Dominica, I estimated in that group we should expect 7,571 persons to have diabetes.
Following a presentation on the subject of eye diseases identified at the eye clinic, Dr. Bonfield witnessed 2 eye screenings at the clinic. Subsequent to the tour, Lourianne Graham Carter spoke with Dr. Ricketts on the potential of blind people to be gainfully employed and independent.
Dr. Ricketts, talk about this potential for gainful employment through the Ministry of Health.
Okay. So in addition to employment, the first thing we have to do is to rehabilitate them for independent living. So they know how to set up their furniture, how to walk with a white cane, how to clothe themselves, how to wash their plates. They can do all their domestic chores, but they have to be taught how to do it. And there is a rehabilitation officer for the blind who was trained to teach them how to be rehabilitated as an independent person living on their own and going out into the community.
How successful is that transition process going? Because right now we are going to the process where they have to be teaching them to basically live on their own so that they can be able to get gainful employment. How successful is that?
Well, so far, the independent living part of it, the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities is doing a wonderful job. Once I have diagnosed them as being irreversibly blind, then I refer them to the association office and they take it from there to get them rehabilitated and so. But in the terms of the jobs area, we have not been that successful.
Is it that companies are not very receptive to the blind? Is it that we are still kind of in a way discriminatory to the blind?
I think part of it is lack of knowledge and information as to how we can assimilate these persons into their companies. So maybe we have to do a little bit more marketing in that area. And so I cannot say upfront that is being discriminatory because I haven't really gone to people and I talk to them about it and they refuse, you know. It's just that I think they don't know what are the possibilities. But we do have somebody in Dominica who's been trained from the late 1990s to be a rehabilitation officer for the blind. Granted, she's not in the public sector, but I usually refer patients to her and it is a private arrangement where she goes into the home for a fee and teaches them how to organize their household and their families to mobilize and to live for independent living.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ricketts. Dominica is positioned to be the Silicon Valley of the Caribbean. That's the sentiment of the Honorable Minister for Information, Science, Telecommunication and Technology, Kelva Daru. The Information Minister made these remarks last Friday at the official opening ceremony of Dominica's first Center of Excellence, which is housed at the Dominica State College. Among a list of 6 objectives outlined by the minister, the center is meant to generate ICT knowledge and awareness of the latest technologies and create direct and indirect employment through ICT.
3. To develop and produce world-class IT programmers. 4. To offer short and long-term courses in a variety of ICT subject matters. 5. To train government officials in ICT. 6. To upgrade the skills of the ICT faculty in all schools and the Dominica State College. And 7. To develop and expand e-learning initiatives.
The center was established in collaboration with the Government of India, a country which has made significant headway in the area of information communication technology. 3 Indian IT specialists will remain at the center for the next 2 years to train at least 50 people from the public and private sector in a Train the Trainers program.
It is further anticipated that 500 students will be trained in various ICT disciplines at the center over the initial 2-year period, while our Indian friends will be assigned in Dominica. Correspondingly, the program also calls for the training of a minimum of 50 locals as trainer of trainers, who will replace our Indian colleagues after the initial 2-year period. Phase 1 of the program at the Center of Excellence is expected to begin with the Trainer of Trainers program during the week of June 13th to August 31st, 2016. The trainer of trainers will comprise IT professionals from both the public and the private sectors, including ICT teachers from the secondary schools, system administrators, and industry professionals.
The center will deliver international certification in a number of ICT-related disciplines.
The Center of Excellence and Innovation is expected to deliver the following certified courses, including but not limited to developing with Java Basic and Advanced, 3D animation with Maya, software business processes, basic and advanced Linux, communication and networking, web designing and applications, visual basics, relational database, advanced Linux administration, and a host of others.
Honorable Daru appealed to Dominicans to take full advantage of this opportunity presented by government. Applications for full classes will be accepted from July to August 2016. According to census figures in 2001, only 8.6% of households in Dominica had internet connection. That figure rose to 44.5% in 2011. The Dominica Labour Party administration, recognizing the importance of access to vital information, has achieved a number of policy objectives for the advancement of the ICT sector in Dominica. This includes a national ICT policy and strategy, the National Cyber Security Strategy, and the National Broadband Strategy. The One Tablet per Child program, which began in September 2015, is another sterling example of government's pursuit to create universal access to information on the island. With the Dominica National International Exchange Point launched in 2013, government has facilitated the entry of even more internet service providers to the Dominican market. During his remarks at the ceremony, Honorable Daru made an appeal to local internet providers to make the service even more affordable to Dominicans.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The most beautiful show of the year is on again, at least for one more day. The Giraudel Eggleston Flower Show was officially opened on Saturday with a formal ceremony attended by His Excellency the President Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, as well as the Honorable Speaker of the House of Assembly, Alex Boyd Knights. The event was addressed by the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. The Giraudel Eggleston Flower Growers Group, with significant community and government support, has this year put on a flower display themed Flowers in a Changing Environment. President of the Flower Growers Group, Stephanie Royer, says this year's show is meant to draw attention to the changing global climate.
Today, we respond to the invitation of the United Nations to join the race to make the world a better place, which is the theme for the World Environment Day 2016, for World Environment Day 2016. Our response showcases the magic of flowers with our theme for this year's show, Flowers in a Changing Environment. Like the rest of the world, our small community, dependent on agriculture, has been experiencing the effects of climate change. With unpredictable weather conditions, planning has become almost impossible. With drowning of seeds and seedlings from heavy rains, the drying and burning of plants during excessive dry spells, the unavailability of water for long periods. Example, our water was restored only in December following Tropical Storm Erika. for use in nurseries and greenhouses.
The Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, a voice for cleanliness and beautification, used the opportunity to talk environmental improvement.
The government had decided some years ago to set aside for community of service the usual tariff and cement and to focus for a 3-year period of time on cleanliness and beautification. And the whole objective behind this was to bring a greater consciousness on the part of our citizens on the need for us to be more mindful of the environment and our own individual and collective responsibility to its upkeep, but also to allow every village in Dominica to become an attraction in itself. So when you drive for Dominica, you will see communities that are clean and beautiful, and how pleasing it is to the eyes and to the mind when you come into a community where you see flowers and places clean. So I really want to commend the residents of Giraudel and Eggleston in particular for your continued championing of that cause.
The Honorable Prime Minister also wants to see more young people taking the lead in such environment-based events like the Flower Show. He encouraged parents and guardians of the area to register their children in the Flower Growers Group. The Honorable Finance Minister pledged government's commitment to supporting the show financially every year. He also committed to increasing government's annual contribution from $20,000 to $30,000 next year. Additionally, he says government will repay all outstanding costs of the 2016 show up to $10,000. As for the theme of this year's Flower Show, St. Mary's Academy fifth former Jeline Giraudel won the prize for his idea which links flowers and climate change. The St. Mary's Cooperative Credit Union based in Giraudel was recognized on Saturday at the opening ceremony. The 5-member staff and the cooperative members have seen the institution contribute to education, skills training, create a health fund for local and overseas medical care, sponsor a community football team, as well as general sports development and sponsor community beautification projects, among others. The organization has been described as, quote, a flower in a changing environment.
The collective savings and efficient management has enabled the revolving wheel to turn without stopping, thus contributing significantly to the economic and social development of members and community. Many members can attest to the ability to own land, build houses, water catchments, own a vehicle because of St. Mary's Credit Union, which was called the Poor Man's Bank.
The Flower Growers Group awarded the St. Mary's Cooperative Credit Union for, quote, outstanding contribution to the economic, educational, social, cultural, environmental, sporting and leadership development of Giraudel and Eggleston. Flower lovers who have not yet had the opportunity to visit the Flower Show and the Market Fair have just one more day to do so. The exhibit is open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Contributions of $10 for adults and $5 for children are required, but larger gifts are welcome. And that's the English news. McPherson and Luce is up next with Creole highlights.
Hello tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Louis. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique tient un commitment été fait qui concerne le développement ICT en Dominique. Il faut cela, le gouvernement a appelé assistance en India pour faciliter l'occasion ICT en State College Dominique. C'est vraiment pour ouvrir faciliter la propre place vendredi qui passe. Si le ministre Telecoms, Honorable Kelvin Darrow, commitment gouvernement pour ICT venir en réalité.
Ça nous tenu, c'est ça qui est un programme pour ouvrir Center Hot Excellence pour ICT. Center ça là, c'est un projet que le gouvernement Dominique et puis le gouvernement indien ils viennent ensemble pour faire le programme ça là en réalité. Et puis aujourd'hui là, nous avons le premier ministère Skerrit, il dit que relationship là et puis India il faut. Et puis nous avons High Commissioner India, il même dit même bagaille là, c'est un relationship qu'il faut. Et puis ça nous fait là aujourd'hui là, nous avons des labs qui computers pour voulait ces nègres là, ces students là venir au centre là, ils ça apprendre ICT et puis ils ça ni en mind ça qu'a fait technologie là.
Gouvernement Dominica oui merci India pour assistance là.
Moi je dis bien merci pour le gouvernement India. Plus yo ba nous une grosse contribution pour centre ça là. Et puis gouvernement Dominique nous ni en passion pour beater ICT. Plus actuellement temps là nous vivre actuellement c'est temps ICT, temps technologie et puis nous ça fait tout bagaille pour mettre ICT plus haut.
Et puis finalement territoire Kalinago a bénéficié en un projet MEB parole ça la sortie du ministre Kalinago honorable Cassius Darrow. Ministre Darrow qui travaille bien formidable pour projet de développement cela.
Mon dit aussi que ça nous a fait Saint-Marie avec MEB. Là nous avons ordre de trois équipements nous gaspiller pour venir peut-être pour 6 semaines prochaine ici et nous regarder pour nous ça commencer tout de suite. Et ça fait MEB ça là nous avons réalisé en place Kalinago monde qui a servi chainsaw. Il a monté un foyer, il a coupé gomme pour faire canot. Mais les bois les foute gomme à terre ou quoi voir chaque quoi gomme non tout. Il a abandonné il a coupé l'autre. Ça a cause un problème pour nous water resource nous a déplété. Ça nous a dit c'est un project furniture nous les aller eco-friendly. So là il aller il couper gomme il y a tout mais pas pour abandonner. Ça couper faire l'homme avec chayer descend furniture shop là que gagne hod c'est mon ça là. Là nous gagne on est fumier bois même là on scier avec différents produits qu'on fait qu'on appelle sawdust là. Et les moun en territoire qui a monté un bagage à faire pour lever poule. Yo que service sawdust ça pour mettre en ces cailles poule là. Là yo ka nettoyer hod caille poule là, moun qui a planté légime. Yo que taper pour ça mettre en ces légime là.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est toute mon nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson c'est Luce. Au revoir.
In stormy conditions, it is more difficult to see other vehicles, road signs, and the road itself. It is critical to make sure you can see and be seen. Follow these tips to help you stay safe while driving in heavy rain. Take your time. Slowing down takes longer to stop or adjust on wet weather.
Turn your lights on. Turn your headlights on to help other vehicles see you. Give other vehicles more space. Avoid driving through puddles. It's hard to judge the actual depth and you can easily become stuck even in an SUV. And never drive beyond the limits of visibility. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on our past National Focus newscast on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is now available also on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Lourianne Graham Carter.
And I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.